Conditional formatting changes the appearance of cells based on set conditions. It makes it easy to visually analyze data, particularly large data sets. There are a number of built-in conditions in Excel, but they have some limitations. However, you can easily create your custom conditions with formulas. Let's take a look at 5 examples. The first step is to select the data, excluding the headers. Go to Conditional Formatting in the Home tab, select Highlight Cell Rules. Format cells that contain the text. I can type human resources here or just link it to the cell. Then choose a style from the options here. Okay, easy, right? The only issue is that the entire row was not highlighted. Now, to highlight the entire row, you need to create the rule with a formula. First, I'll clear the rule so we can start afresh. Go to Conditional Formatting and select Clear Rules. Now, the basic rule is that the cell is formatted if the condition is true, and if false, the range is not formatted. So Excel evaluates each row, and the rule is triggered when the logical test returns true. I'll explain with some dummy formulas. Is the department equal to the value in C3? I'll press F4 once to make that an absolute reference. Now this is a logical test and it will return true or false when I press enter. It's false. Now I'll copy the formula down. You see, conditional formatting will be triggered right here. I'll copy the formula across to see how column C was evaluated. It's false all through because we are testing the items in head count instead of department. Now to correct that, all you have to do is lock the column reference being tested, column B. This is the basic rule to highlight an entire row of data. So I'll edit the formula, press F4 3 times to lock column B. Now when I copy the formula, you can see that the entire row is now true. This is where the rule will be triggered. So copy the formula so you don't have to type it all over again. Select the data, go to Conditional Formatting, select New Row. Use the formula to determine which cells to format and paste the formula. Click Format to set the colors. Let's give it a green feel and make the font bold. Click OK. So when I change the department, you can see how Excel evaluates the cells right here. And that's it. Let's try this for numbers. Highlight departments with less than 70 employees. Now it's easier to write the formula and then copy and paste it in the conditional formatting box until you get comfortable with it. So C23, remember to lock the column reference is less than C19. Make that cell absolute and copy down. Cool. Copy the formula, select the data, go to Conditional Formatting and paste the formula. Let's give it a blue feel. Okay. Let's test it. Cool. You can delete the dummy formulas if you don't need them, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to leave it. Let's move on to the next example. We're going to highlight cells that fall between January 2018 and June 2019. This can be done with the help of the AND function. The AND function will return true when all arguments are true. So let's write the formula. AND D7, remember to lock the column reference, is greater than or equal to C3. Press F4 to lock that. That's the first test. Comma. D7 is less than or equal to E3. Copy the formula down so you see how it's being evaluated by Excel. If you want to check the result of the formula, you can press Shift and F3 to view the result of each argument. Now copy the formula, select the data excluding the headers, go to conditional formatting and paste the formula. Let's give this a yellow fill and change the font. Click OK. Now I can apply a filter here, so I can filter or sort by color. Let's move on to the next example. The goal is to highlight employees that are below 30 or paid hourly. This can be done with the OR function. OR returns true when one condition is true. So let's write the formula. OR E7, remember to lock the column reference, is less than C3. Press F4 to lock that as well. That's the first test. Comma. F7 is equal to C4. Now copy the formula down to see how Excel evaluates each one. The next step is to copy the formula, select the data excluding the headers, go to conditional formatting and paste the formula. Let's give it a fill. Click OK. Let's test it. Easy peasy, right? Let's move on to the next example. The goal here is to highlight every third row such that when rows are hidden by a filter, it will still highlight the third row. This can be done with the mod and subtotal functions. Now, if you want to highlight the second row, convert your data into a table and activate the banded row option. You can watch my video on Excel tables to learn more about that. Let's take a look at the mod function. The mod function returns the remainder after a number is divided by the divisor. For example, I want to divide 3 by 2. Number is 3, divisor is 2. So the remainder will be 1. If I try to divide 2 by 2, mod will return 0 because there is no remainder. So let's move to the data. For the first row, it will be mod, number will be 1, and divisor will be 3. When I move to the next row, the number will be 2 and the divisor will be 3. This is not dynamic, so it's not very useful. Now watch this closely. To make the row number dynamic, I can use the row function. However, the row function does not ignore hidden rows. Now because I want only the visible rows, I will use the subtotal function and select the COUNTA function as its first argument. The subtotal function ignores hidden rows that are not included in the result of a filter, and the COUNTA function counts the number of cells that are not empty. Now to count the rows, all I have to do is lock the first cell reference so it counts from the beginning. Please note that you can select any column for this exercise. I'll copy this down. Now when I filter the data, it counts only the visible items. Cool. Now I'll copy the formula and paste it in the mod function as the number argument, and the divisor will be the number of rows. Take a look at the result. It's 0 at every third row. Now the logical test can be wherever the mod function is equal to 0. Okay, let's move to conditional formatting. Copy the formula, select the data excluding the headers, go to conditional formatting and paste the formula. Let's give it a feel and change the font. Let's test it. Cool. Let's move on to the next example. Let's write the formula. D7, remember to lock the column reference, is less than C7. Lock the column as well. Let's copy it down. Now copy the formula, select the data excluding the headers, go to conditional formatting and paste the formula. Let's change the font color and make it bold. Okay. Now let's quickly add icons to the percentage change. Select the range, go to conditional formatting, new rule, format style, and select icon sets from the drop down. You can change the style here. I'll go with this. The green icon should be displayed when the value is greater than 0. Change the type to number. When the value is 0, the orange icon should be displayed. If you want nothing displayed, you can select no icon. And when it's less than 0, the red icon will be displayed. You have the option to display icons only if you check this box. I'll leave it unchecked. Okay. It looks really good, right? Now, if you want to edit any of the rules, go back to the conditional formatting window and select Manage Rules. All the rules are here. You can go ahead and edit the rule. That's all for today. I hope you found the video useful. If you have any questions, please leave it below. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button. See you in the next video. Bye.